You know, last week, I decided to practice gratitude for 7 days. Not because my life is falling apart. No, I'm doing okay. But because YouTube keeps recommending these videos where people with very clean hair write in very nice notebooks about how gratitude changed everything. And the music? It sounded like a spa in Switzerland. Everyone is perfectly hydrated. And they all own the same beige sweater. Oh, excuse me with my kitty. This is Lucky Boy. You wanna join Lucky Boy? And I suspect that they reach a level of enlightenment that allows them to ignore student loans, taxes, and the fact that Subway smells like hot garbage. And their advice? Just wake up and say, I am grateful for my journey. Simple, elegant. You know, I want that certainty, that sense that the universe is conspiring in my favor. So I thought, fine, I'll try it. 7 days of conscious gratitude. So every morning, I started appreciating what I have. And by day 3, I realized I was failing. Not because I couldn't find things to appreciate, but because I was raised with a completely different operating system. You know, the video said, I am grateful for abundance. I am grateful for limitless possibilities. It sounded so expensive. Because growing up in the Philippines, gratitude didn't sound like poetry. It sounded like a sigh of relief. Ay, salamat sa Diyos. The roof stayed attached during the storm. Different energy, right? You know, because my mother didn't explain the neuroscience of appreciation. We didn't have gold leaf journals. And gratitude was everywhere, usually because everything was constantly on the verge of breaking. We thank God before every meal, even if it was exact same fried fish we ate yesterday and the day before, and probably since the Spanish occupation in 1521. But we were not thanking the universe for nutrients. We were thanking God that the fish existed and that we had teeth to eat with it. Then I moved to America, and people kept saying, let's say grace. You know, for years, I was like, wait, what? Who is Grace? Why is she always invited to the dinner? Is she bringing the dessert? But Grace became something else, you know, like a ghost at every table. The dessert that never arrived. I'm living in New York now, and I'm grateful for electricity. But mostly because I pay Con Ed an aggressive amount of money for it. It's a transaction, and I expect it. But in the Philippines, electricity is not a utility. It is a visiting relative. Sometimes it shows up. Sometimes it leaves without saying goodbye. And usually in the middle of your favorite show. So when the power comes back on after a blackout, it's not a quiet, oh, good. The whole neighborhood erupts. Yay! It sounds like we just won the World Cup. And people are shouting, kids are running. It's a literal festival because the light bulb is glowing. And that is Filipino gratitude. It's the joy of something basic finally deciding to work.
If I could say the things I felt, it would I.
And this is where the two gratitudes really collided. The YouTube people say, I am grateful for abundance. The Filipino mother looks at one bowl of rice and says, this can feed everybody. Everybody! I counted 12 people. The rice is good for 3, yet somehow dinner happens. You know, people talk about Jesus feeding 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fish. You know, I'm convinced he used my mother's rice logic. She doesn't see a small bowl, she sees a renewable resource. It's less catering, more supernatural stretching. And by the time the meal ends, everyone is full. There are somehow leftovers, and I'm left questioning physics. Now, here's my New York list: reliable Wi-Fi, Uber Lyft, GPS, Amazon Prime, hot showers. And so I compare it with my childhood list. The rice survived, the river didn't flood, the pig is still alive, and nobody got bitten by a stray dog today. So by day 7, I didn't become enlightened. I didn't start wearing beige or floating above Manhattan. But I stopped trying to choose between them. The gratitude I was trying to learn from the internet, it was already following me. In my mother's prayers, in every meal, in every sack of rice that lasted longer than it should. So modern gratitude starts with abundance, wanting more peace, more joy. But Filipino gratitude starts with uncertainty. When you know how fragile life is, how the water can stop at any time, how the lights can go out, the roof can blow away, you learn to be thankful for what others don't even notice. I'm keeping my high-speed internet, my Uber rides, my hot showers. But I experience them differently now. Of course, I still flinch when the lights flicker, but I also feel something else when they stay on. And Grace? Oh, she's not a person. She's not a prayer. She's the thing I'm still waiting for. The dessert that redeems the meal. The arrival that makes the survival worth it. I heard she's bringing leche flan. If you grew up with this other gratitude, the kind that looks backward, that notices what survived, let me know. I think we're in a different club. We have worse lighting, but better stories.